What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. KG is back. Match prediction time, I should say. FA Cup fifth round. We're in the hat. It's been a while, but we're in the hat. Away trip to Fulham. It's going to be a tough game, but one that we can progress in. I believe. I believe we can progress in it, and I think that we should look to progress in this game as well, just to roll on the confidence after that victory against Southampton. Let's keep that winning momentum running ahead of a very, very, I would say, winnable game against Chelsea, but of course, we'll talk about that later in the week. Please, of course, hit the likes on the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, drop your comments in. And yeah, Bandy, listen, I know you're watching the chase at this time, but we will be done before the final chase. So you get to enjoy that. All right. And hello to everybody in the chat currently and anyone else that's going to be coming through. And of course, if you're watching the replay, hit the like then as well. Let me just get in the. Yeah, couple of thanks here. Super thanks on the last video, Carl Brown, John L, John Abbott, thank you so much. And new members of the channel, Michael Yates and Orinda Chohan, thank you for joining the channel and supporting that way too. Big up for all the support, of course. Lewis is just going in there. We are winning the FA Cup. Hey, I'd love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love it, and I think I deserve it. Yeah? Brett saying, keep the momentum going, need a strong team and win. And yeah, Bandy mentioned that too. And I'm in the same vein. I mean, Javi Gracia, of course, didn't give away too much today, as he just doesn't do that, which I do like. I think that it's been too long since we've had a coach like that. I like that he keeps his cards close to his chest. But it does sound like there may be a couple of changes just to see what other players can give us. And I think that's right. I think there's a couple of changes that I would make personally, and I will say them in this stream. And that is one. Expat life in Colombia just stolen my script. Here we go. Rutter should start. I think that we should give Rutter a start. And I think that going ahead as well against Chelsea, if he does well, that he should get another start too. In fact, he should get another start because the other strikers put up a few poor performances in a row. Let Jorginho get more first team minutes in his legs from the start. Let's see what he can do. But I would also think about putting him out on the left, maybe, or even on the right, and maybe putting in Sonny Perkins up front for the game. I know that doesn't sound strong, but I think that's just by name. For me, if we start Bamford, that doesn't mean it's strong either. And I think Sonny Perkins, he's a big reason why we're still in this competition. So I don't know. How do people feel about that? Sonny Perkins possibly getting a start over Bamford up front as the main striker. Uh, yeah, Nige D, let's give it a go tomorrow night. Absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, Nida is saying, I'm glad we have a coach who plays to the strengths of the team. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely does. You could see that again against Southampton. You could see that he was reacting in game to what was happening. Saw Nonto was getting double up, didn't just persist with it. He kind of moves central first, but then he just takes him off to just open up the pitch a bit more. Even though you think at the time, Nonto coming off, it's a bit weird. But listen, that's what coaches do. That's what big coaches do like that. So yeah, let's see. Let's hope it carries on though. It's one game. Let's hope that we see this going on. Danny saying Perkins or Joseph. Yeah, for me, just for me, my preference, and I say why I prefer Perkins over Joseph is just that I think Perkins is a little bit more rounded in his game. We've already seen Perkins in games where he has played, where he does drop deep, where he does like go on the right flank and try and make things happen. So he's a little bit more of that pressing kind of striker in that kind of mold. So I think he'd probably suit it a little bit better. But yeah, I just feel like we just need something different up front now. Give us more of a chance of scoring a goal. And if Sonny Perkins is it, I know under 21 it's not the same level, but let's see what he's got. It can't be any worse than what we've currently got. We can't be, it can't be any worse. And the thing for me, what I said about Bamford as well was while Rodrigo is hurt, this was his opportunity to make everyone forget about Rodrigo, and he's probably done the opposite. Now everyone's counting down till Rodrigo's back. So yeah, let's see. Mark Jones, though, is saying, no, not Sonny. Put Joseph in. Looks good in the under 21s. They both do, Mark. Both of them look good. Orinda saying, I worry about another injury. Rodrigo against Accrington could cost us. Listen, injuries can happen anytime, Orinda. I think the whole injury thing, it can happen at any game. Any game, it could happen when a player's at home. They could have stretched too much and then strained the ligament. It can happen at any time. So for me, I'm thinking Javi Gracia already said he's not going to go completely full strength. There will be a couple of changes, but I think we keep, for me anyway, we keep the core of the defense. I would still go with Furpo, Verba, and Koch, but I would probably go with Christensen only because I don't think Luke Ayling can do 3 games in 8 days. So if it's not really working with Christensen, you can always use your 5 subs, and that's the thing as well. If Furpo as well, I would bring him off eventually, but I think we should start with our strongest possible possible team. Um, yeah, injuries can happen at any time. Yeah, it's pot luck, isn't it? Mick Brown saying Sonny Perkins needs to be given a chance. Yeah. CCW rest Verba. His shoulder isn't 100%. Can I just say as well about Verba? Um, I know that he made a little bit of an error where Fopo bailed him out, but I had a couple of like comments saying, are you worried about Verba in that kind of vein?" And I said, absolutely not, people. Listen, we were buying a defender, centre back, who's 24 years old for 10, 11 million pounds. And as I said in the signing video there, he was never going to be the complete defender. You're not at 24 if you only cost 10 million. It's just very rare that happens. I think overall, he has been a calming influence in that defense. Not only has he been calm, he's been winning second balls, which we haven't been very good at this season. And you can see he's a leader on the pitch. And I feel much more comfortable. I think Robin Koch feels much more comfortable with him there. Junior Firpo looks more comfortable with him there. I think overall he's been really good. Every defender's going to make a mistake at some point, but I don't know what's everyone saying in the chat. Do you agree or disagree? Because I thought it not weird, but I know he's made a couple of little errors where the ball's gone past him a little bit, or he's made the wrong pass. But that's very minor, inconsequential as well to what he gives us overall. What's everyone saying? Ina saying, I totally agree with you about the backline selection. Brett saying, agree Christensen to start. And again, it's not because I think Christensen's better. I just think that for me, save Ailing for the Chelsea game. That's just my thinking anyway. That's just my thinking. Yeah, Allison loved the centre back pairing. I think they're developing such a good relationship. And you see through the league. Listen, it's not about chopping and changing. Newcastle have literally had the same back four pretty much all season, barring a minor injury or suspension. You need to keep that consistency, but you also have to monitor somebody like Ailing. And you've seen Ailing as well in games. Sometimes he does get blown up. So let's give him this game off. Hopefully Christensen can hold down the fort against Fulham, and then we bring Ailing back for the Chelsea game. Cleveland are saying Werbler has been a great signing, but I would give him a rest tomorrow. So would that be putting in Pascal? Oh no, Pascal's not going to be there. Pascal's not going to be playing the game. Zilly Sausage, tremendous name. Verba has been the difference. No worries about him whatsoever. Yeah, I'm not worried about him one bit either. I'm completely with you there. Bonky's there saying Verba a rock solid and steady influence. Yeah, I just wanted to get the gauge because there was a couple of comments. So I was just seeing if anyone else thought they were a little bit worried about Verba, but from what I see, it looks like people are ready for this one, are okay with Verba. That's good. That's good. Ali saying great game for Christensen. He needs, yeah, I mean, it's a great game for him to come in, of course, fifth round away at Fulham. It's not the trickiest of ties. It's still going to be tough. On the Fulham front, Mitrovic is going to be back for him, so be ready to see him. But yeah, this is a good game for him to come in, and we do need him to step in. If he's not going to be the first choice, which he isn't at this point, he needs to come into these cup games and put in a good performance. Cooper's not going to be back for this one either. But yeah, you know what? It's funny listening to Javi Gracia. I don't know if you saw the press conference earlier, but you could tell the journalists, especially the local ones, just aren't used to coaches being so guarded with their teams, and it's going to take a bit of getting used to from them because for the last, when you put Bielsa and Marsh, they were so open. Marsh would open with how many injuries we've got, who's available. Bielsa used to give out the bloody first 11. Now we've got a coach who's saying, no, I'm not going to tell you. And he kind of said it in broken English today. No, it's not that I don't want to tell you, but it's the other team. He's basically saying, I don't want the other team knowing what we're going to be bringing. And that's the exact same thing that we need. That's the exact same thing that we need. Allison saying, Rucker, you know, you see, it's tough for me because I still think we need McKennie to play some games. I'd probably put Rocker back on sub again, but make him like come on in like 60 minutes, something like that, just as he builds back up his fitness and to keep that Adams and McKennie partnership going. So yeah, I'd probably put him on the bench, but Nige D is saying Rocket in for me if fit. Okay, okay. Russ, just to answer this one, anyone know if there's no replays at this stage? It goes to extra times and penalties from the fifth round, so there is no replays for this. So even if it's a draw after 90 minutes, we'll go extra time and then penalties if needed. No, Segundo. It's saying sounds like Sydney could be starting tomorrow from Gracia's messages between lines. I don't know. I think he kind of clarified that Sinistera. There's no real update on him. I would love it if you're right though, Segundo. I really would. But to me, from what I understood, it sounds like there's no date for Sinistera to come back as of yet. Deshaun saying start all three. Yeah, yeah. So are you taking out Aronson for that one then, Deshaun? Is that what you do? Tom, would you start? I absolutely would, Tom. I would start him probably ahead of Harrison. I would probably give Jorginho a go on the right, and start Perkins up front. But then actually, yeah, maybe put Harrison out on the left for this one because it's a cup game. Yeah, start Harrison on his natural left. Let's go with that. You know, I don't think he's a starter, but it's a cup game. Start Harrison on the left because there's injuries to Sinistera and to give Nanto a bit of a breather. Again, keep Nanto fresh for the Chelsea game. And Harrison should be more than capable against Fulham, you know, up against Tete probably. So yeah, Harrison, Jorginho, and Perkins. That'll probably be my front three tomorrow. What do people think? Is that too weak? I don't know. Let me know. Oh, and by the way, as well, Verba. I mean, it looked like he had done his shoulder in just last week, and he's come back 6 days later. Hey, let's not question this man's heart. You know what I mean? Ben saying Robles or Melier. I'd stick with Melier in this one, um, just because it's the fifth round. We're in the later stages now. I would probably stick with Melier, and plus he had pretty much had a game off against Southampton. In all honesty, didn't he? John F saying to me, Harrison is not a star. Harrison was better than him easily. Yeah, I believe that. Or maybe even if not Harrison on the left, Jorginho on the left, Aronson on the right, and Perkins up front. Either way, I would mix it up just because I want Nanto fresh for the Chelsea game. Yeah, and that's it as well, Gavin. Bring Nanto on if we need him. Yeah, I think Nanto does need a break, but we'll see what Javi does tomorrow. We'll see what he does. Oh, John F likes that free. Is that the Aronson right? Jorginho left and Perkins up front. Okay, okay. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying. There's different things that we can do. But listen, doesn't that sound good with the different variations that we've all just put up there? It's good that we've got so many options now. And but obviously, please, Rodrigo, hurry back soon, please, please, please. There's not much else to talk about. I'm not going to make this one go too long. Sam Greenwood, for anyone that's wondering, is suspended for the game, so he's not available. But yeah, let's go into score predictions, man. Let's just get straight into it. Yeah, score predictions then for tomorrow, please. Or sorry, in case you watch this today, score predictions for this game. Sliced bread Ed, Man United fan in the chat. Don't beat Chelsea. Need those schmucks to keep going. Part he's staying. Ed. There's no danger of him getting sacked. So I don't even think even if we beat them, he'll be going. Ben saying 1-1 Leeds win on penalties. Oh, you guys, man. Damn it. Mark Jones saying 3-1. Ollie Davis 1-1. But why? But what about after Ollie? What about after? Deshaun saying 3-2 Leeds. This guy. Get out of here. Danny saying 2-0, Rucker and Furpo. Love seeing all the love for Furpo, by the way, in the last video. Much deserved. Hopefully he keeps it going. Russ is saying 3-1 to Leeds. Cleveland 3-2. Okay. Beefy though is saying Desmond, but lose on penalties. Ugh. Ina saying 2-0. Yeah. For me, I do have it a pretty low scoring game. I was even thinking about 0-0, in all honesty. I think it might be a pretty boring game, but I'm gonna go with a 0-0 draw and then Leeds win 3-2 on penalties. Yeah. So 0-0 draw, Leeds win 3-2 on penalties. That's my score, predictive score. But yeah, listen, leave your score predictions in the comments below after this video is done as well, please. But yeah, Jed's going for another 1-0 Leeds clean sheet. Yeah, another clean sheet. Let's keep them, let's rack them up. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's important for me. I know some people don't care about the cup and think that we should go out. But for me, it's important that we keep the momentum going, not just winning games, but trying to like accumulate clean sheets as well. It does everybody's confidence the world of good. And you got to think about it from that angle sometimes as well. And listen, there's no harm in a cup run. There's no harm in it. I know we've got Chelsea next and they haven't got a game, but listen, there's so many things. We will talk about Chelsea later this week, but there are so many ways that we can get something out of that game. But listen, let's go through to the cup first. And listen, people, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I was thinking of doing a watch long, but I think I'm just gonna do a post-match reaction for this one, only because I do think it's gonna be quite a dry game. So I will see you after the game. Put your notifications on. That's the big thing as well on YouTube now. Algorithm, not only just liking the video, put your notification bell on just to know when I've gone live. And YouTube should give you the notification. So yeah, listen, people. Yeah, give me your team selections, give me your score predictions in the comments below, and I'll see you tomorrow night, people. Have a good evening. Peace.